This is your weekly update of how US men's national team players did abroad from January 26th to January 31st, Sunday. Couple updates from Monday too. But before we start it, make sure you share this video with that one friend you hate. Or that crush you like. It might just be crazy enough that it might work. Guys, welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We do a lot of US men's national team coverage, European too, a little bit from time to time. And thank you very much everyone that was in the watch along for yesterday's game versus Trinidad. Alright. So now, there's a lot of updates to cover, so let's just dive in right to the episode, and let's just start with transfers. Okay, so transfer updates right now. Let's go very quickly because there's so many to cover. DeAndre Yedlin is leaving Newcastle United and heading to Galatasaray, the Turkish league. He's expected to start there, and it's a fresh start for the American, and I think it's good for him. I don't know if he still has space with the US men's national team, but it's a pretty good transfer for him, career-wise. The Bryan Reynolds saga is over, and he's heading to Roma, not Juventus. He will head to Roma on a loan deal with obligation to buy at the very end of the season for $7 million. Once that fee is paid for, he will become the most expensive MLS export ever. Guys, we have a new American abroad. It's also very important to point out that Roma plays a 3-defender system, which allows the right back and the left back to play as a right and left wing back. So they're more offensive, and that's very good for Bryan Reynolds considering the offense is the main part of his game. So he could benefit from that system, and I think he will get some minutes for Roma these next 6 months. Alright, Caden Clark from the New York Red Bulls. Caden Clark is expected to join RB Leipzig in 2022. He would stay in New York at least for this season and join Leipzig at the next season. Just another Red Bull to Red Bull transfer, but it's an interesting one to say the least. Now, Chris Gloucester. Gloucester might be heading to the Danish league to Sonderjyske, the same team as Haji Wright. Now, there were reports that he would go to Newcastle, but they gave up due to work permit issues in the UK. There's also a couple MLS teams checking the situation with Gloucester. So, by the time you're watching this, the transfer window might be closed, so he might not transfer to any European team. So if that doesn't happen, the odds of Gloucester going to MLS could be high. Okay, and Tyler Boyd, his situation with Benfica was finally resolved. The Benfica still couldn't register him because of the foreign player policy, even though the Turkish leagues expanded it from 14 to 16 players. He still was not able to be registered for Benfica, and they loaned him. Boyd will be loaned from Besiktas to Sivasspor, and now he will be able to play. Hopefully he can pick up his career from that, and we'll see if he goes back to the US men's national team, even though I don't think there's space for him at the moment. Alright, and Daryl Dike is leaving Orlando City. Yes, Daryl Dike will be heading to Barnsley at the Championship, the English 2nd Division. So he'll be heading to Barnsley on a loan till the end of the season with an option to buy, so he could be back to Orlando City. However, the option to buy is $20 million. Jesus. I don't think they'll pay for that, so maybe he'll be back for Orlando. If they pay for that, huge win for Orlando City. Congratulations, Daryl Dike, the new American abroad. Now, Chris Richards. Last but not least, Chris Richards. And he is leaving Bayern on a loan to Hoffenheim for the rest of the season. Richards will head to Hoffenheim on a loan to the end of the season with no option to buy, which means Bayern Munich really believes in his potential. Hoffenheim does have a lot of injuries on defense, which is good for Richards, means he might start right away. And they're also currently the 4th worst defense in the Bundesliga. So now this is a big move. Chris Richards might start getting minutes. He might even be playing 90 minutes a game in the Bundesliga. If that happens and he develops, we could actually see him start for the senior squad in the near future, much earlier than I expected. Now let's go to the updates of the players that played. We finished the transfer rumors and transfer updates. Alright guys, last minute edition here. While we were getting the video ready, it was just announced that Paul Arriola is heading to Swansea. Yes, DC United and Swansea City worked a deal, and Paul Arriola will be heading to Swansea on a loan till the end of the season where there's no obligation or buy option. However, they could negotiate it obviously, but as of now, he's going on a loan till the end of this season to play the championship, and he'll be joining Jordan Morris, and he'll be joining our series US men's national team abroad since now he's a new American abroad. Welcome to the series, Paul Arriola. Before we start the updates of the players, hi, I'm Pedro Parker. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Oh my goodness. Pedro Parker is just so uncivilized. So now let's go to Christian Pulisic. On Wednesday, Pulisic started at the bench for Chelsea at their 0-0 draw with the Wolves. He came in the 76th minute and played as a right winger. He was very aggressive, going at defenders, breaking their ankles. Cough, cough, Nelson Semedo. No goals, no assists, but I like what I saw for that game. Now on Sunday, Christian Pulisic started off the bench again for Chelsea at their 2-0 win over Burnley. He came at the second half, right at the second half, actually, right in the beginning for Abraham when the game was 1-0. He then got an assist for Chelsea's second goal. He had a nice play through the left, cross for Alonso that scored a beautiful goal. So now, with no Frank Lampard under Thomas Tuchel, I think he will do pretty well. And I think he's expected to start very soon. He performed well and Thomas Tuchel knows how to play Pulisic. So Weston Mckennie, which this season, he's the best American abroad this season, performing-wise. On Wednesday, Juve played SPAL for the Italian Cup. Weston Mckennie started the bench as Pirlo rested most of his starters. He came in the 87th minute when the game was already 3-0 due to Fagioli being injured. Juve scored one more goal and got the 4-0 victory. On Saturday, Weston Mckennie started for Juve at their 2-0 victory over Sampdoria. Mckennie played a full 90 minutes, and despite getting not any goals or any assists, he had a solid performance, playing a key role throughout the game. Solid defense, good passes, and amazing pressing game. Mckennie continues to impress Juventus, and he's probably their best midfielder this season. Gio Reyna for Borussia Dortmund. So Reyna started and played a full 90 minutes at Dortmund's 3-1 victory over Augsburg on Saturday. Reyna did get a shot on the opponent's hand and got Dortmund a PK, to which Haaland missed. We chatted with Josh from JJD TV. Please check his channel. He reported that Giovanni Reyna continues to play wide and he wants to see Giovanni Reyna play more central. I honestly couldn't agree more with Josh from JJD TV, a Dortmund fan channel. Please go check his channel. I'd like to see Giovanni Reyna play more as an attacking midfielder rather than a winger. Same thing for the US men's national team. Alright, so now Serginho Dest, and he is dealing with a little bit of injuries right now. On Wednesday, Barcelona defeated Rayo 2-0 for the Copa del Rey. Serginho Dest was not available due to thigh discomfort. On Sunday, he also did not play again because of the same thigh discomfort. However, there are reports that Serginho Dest did practice today on Monday, so maybe he'll be back on the next game for Barcelona. Alright, Tyler Adams. He's been actually picking up some minutes with Leipzig lately. Tyler Adams played a full 90 minutes as a right wingback for RB Leipzig at their 1-0 win over Bayern Leverkusen this Saturday. This is a huge win for Leipzig, and I do prefer Tyler Adams playing as a holding midfielder. But if he continues to play as a right winger, I'm totally fine with that as long as he's getting Bundesliga minutes. Alright, now we're going to go by positions, and I'm going to start the goalkeepers. The first one I want to talk about is Zach Steffen. Manchester City defeated West Brom 5-0 on Wednesday, and they defeated also Sheffield 1-0 on Saturday. Zach Steffen stayed a full 90 minutes at the bench for those games. Ethan Horvath continues not to play for Club Brugge, and there's nothing to be said about any transfers, so he might continue just to not play all the way to the middle of the year. No minutes for Ethan Horvath. Okay, so now let's go to center back positions, and we'll start with our best defender, John Brooks. On Sunday, Wolfsburg defeated Freiburg 3-0. John Brooks played a full 90 minutes and he had an outstanding match. He scored a goal just like a center forward in the small box at the 21st minute with a great finish. He got a goal, a clean sheet, a perfect game for the center back. That also earned him a spot at the Bundesliga Team of the Week. Big shout out to John Brooks. Huge game from him. Brilliant. Now let's go to Eric Palmer-Brown. On Tuesday, Palmer-Brown started for Wien and played a full 90 minutes at their 4-0 win over Admira. This Sunday, Eric Palmer-Brown played a full 90 minutes again for Austria Wien at their 2-2 draw with WSG for the Austrian Bundesliga. Eric Palmer-Brown continues to be nothing but impressive in the Austrian league. Hopefully he can move up to a bigger league very soon. Okay, so now Matt Miazga. On Tuesday the 26th, Matt Miazga played and he's the full 90 minutes for Anderlecht at their 1-1 draw with Royale for the Belgium league. On Sunday, Matt Miazga played again a full 90 minutes for Anderlecht at their 0-0 draw with Ghent. He was also chosen man of the match, and he led the team at block shots and interception. Now, Kik Pierre, that plays at the Dutch League for 20. Kik played a full 90 minutes at 20 0-0 draw with Heerenveen for the Dutch League. As the center back did his job and helped his team get the clean sheet, I would say it's a good performance. Ulysses LLanez also was there, but he did not play at all. He was part of the Heerenveen squad, but he wasn't even at the bench for this game. I just don't know what's going on with LLanez right now. Mark McKenzie. On Wednesday, McKenzie started the bench for Genk at their 3-2 win over Zuti. McKenzie was subbed in for Preciado at the 68th minute. Now on Saturday, Mark McKenzie started for Genk at their 0-0 draw with Michelin, and he had a solid performance and helped his team hold a clean sheet. Mark McKenzie slowly picking up pace there, and he should be a starter for Genk very soon and consistently. Alright, now we're moving to the sides of the fields and we're going to talk about the fullbacks. And let's start with Anthony Robinson. He's back from suspension. Robinson was back from suspension on Saturday for Fulham. He started and played the full 90 minutes at their 2-2 draw with West Brom. Once again, playing a good role on offense and doing okay on defense. And now let's talk about Reggie Cannon from Boavista. On Tuesday, Reggie Cannon started for Boavista at their 2-0 loss to Sporting. Cannon was subbed off at the 75th minute when the game was still 1-0. Now on Saturday, Reggie Cannon stayed at the bench for the full 90 minutes at their 2-0 victory over Portimonense. They did play a 3-defender system, which is most likely why he stayed at the bench. Alright, now Mathew Olosunde. On Wednesday, Olosunde played a full 90 minutes as a right wingback for Rotterdam at their 3-0 win over Middlesbrough. Now on Saturday, Olasunde played for Rotterdam at their 3-1 loss to Swansea. He was then subbed off at halftime when the game was 2-0 Swansea. Shaquille Moore. He played a full 90 minutes for Tenerife at their 1-1 draw against Fuenlabrada. Tenerife currently stands at the 16th place at the Spanish 2nd Division. And Henry Wingo, the last fullback we'll give you an update on. Wingo made his debut for Ferencváros this past Wednesday at their 3-0 victory over Budafoki. Wingo started at the bench for the Hungary champions and came in the 80th minute. Now on Saturday, he started at the bench again and he came in the 63rd minute for Ferencváros at their 1-1 draw versus Kiers Vada. Time for the midfield, and let's go to Yunus Musah. On Wednesday the 27th, Musah came off the bench for Valencia only at the 90th minute at their 3-0 loss to Sevilla for the Copa del Rey. On Saturday, Yunus Musah started at the bench again, and he came in super late in the game at the 87th minute again at Valencia's 1-0 win over Elche. Yunus Musah continues to struggle this season with consistency, which is perfectly normal for his age. Now let's talk about Chris Durkin. He had a brilliant week. Chris Durkin started for STVV and played a full 90 minutes at their 1-1 draw with Ghent. He assisted their only goal in this game, and he played a key role as a holding midfielder. Now on Sunday, Chris Durkin started and played a full 90 minutes for STVV at their 3-0 win over Cercle Bruges. He had a key role on defense to hold a clean sheet, and he also scored their third goal in the 90th minute. Now let's talk about Johnny Cardoso, Johnny Soccer, that plays for Internacional in the Brazilian League. Cardoso started at the bench this Sunday when Internacional faced Red Bull Bragantino for the Brazilian League. He came in the 67th minute when the game was 2-1, and that's how it ended. Abel Braga, the manager, trusts Johnny Cardoso to put him in at the 67th minute at a close game. That is very good for Johnny Cardoso at age 18. Internacional currently leads the league by 4 points with 5 rounds left, and Johnny Cardoso can become the first American to ever win the Brazilian League while playing. He doesn't start, but he plays almost every game. Okay, so now Brenden Aaronson. On Wednesday, Brenden Aaronson started for RB Salzburg at their 3-0 victory over Ried for the Austrian League. Brenden played a very good game, got an assist for RB Salzburg in their very first goal. He was then subbed off in the 63rd minute when the game was already 3-0. Now this Saturday, Brenden Aaronson started off at the bench for RB Salzburg at their 3-0 win over Hartberg, and Aaronson came in the 71st minute, had a pretty good game. I truly believe Brenden Aaronson will start very soon for RB Salzburg under Jesse Marsch. He's been picking up minutes slowly as he just arrived at a very young age. Now let's talk about Julian Green, and boy, he's on fire. On Tuesday, he started for Firth at their 1-0 win over Onnesbruck, and he scored their lonely winning goal. He was then subbed off at the 68th minute. Now on Friday, Green started again for Firth at their 3-0 win over Eisenbridge. He scored once again, which is his third straight game scoring. He was then subbed off at the 75th minute. So what do you guys think about Julian Green? Do you think he deserves to get called up for the US men's national team again? He's still 25. Okay, now we're at the forward positions, and I'm going to start with Timothy Weah, which he started at the bench again for Lille this Sunday. Weah started at the bench for Lille this Sunday, as always, at their 1-0 win over Dijon. Weah came in for Jonathan David at the 84th minute, and there's not much to talk about that. Lille currently leads the French league, so Weah could become a French league champion this season. They're doing very well, so it's very possible. Okay, now let's talk about Mathew Hoppe and Josh Sargent. Mathew Hoppe, by the way, just signed his first professional contract with Schalke all the way to 2023. I think he should have gone as a free agent over the summer, but it's okay. Let's talk about how their game went. On Saturday, we had one of the worst games I've ever watched. Not exaggerating. Schalke and Werder was a terrible game, and it was painful to watch. The game ended 1-1, despite Werder Bremen playing slightly better. Mathew Hoppe and Josh Sargent both started and didn't have a good game. Sargent was subbed off at the 61st minute. He missed a goal in the beginning of the game that was just a terrible finish. And Mathew Hoppe did not do much either and was subbed off at the 80th minute for Huntelaar. Disappointing match for both American forwards, to say the least. Okay, now Sebastian Soto. Soto did not play for Norwich yet. However, he did get his work permit resolved and should be available for the next match. And maybe he'll play this Friday, the 5th, when they face Swansea, where his team will play against Jordan Morris right now. Should we do a watch along for that game? Also, Sebastian Soto this Monday played for the Norwich U23 squad. So we'll see if they're trying to get him to pick up some minutes and then he'll move back to the senior squad. I really hope he doesn't stay with the U23 squad. Alright, Nicolas Giocchini. I love messing with you guys. On Saturday, Giocchini started for Caen and he disappointed big time. He played wide at the right side of the field and got a red card at the 32nd minute. Caen then lost 4-2 to Chambly at the French 2nd Division. Okay, now let's talk about Jordan Morris, which he's in the championship now at Swansea. Welcome to the series, Jordan Morris. Morris stayed at the bench the full 90 minutes on Wednesday at Swansea's 1-1 draw with Brentford. Now on Saturday, Morris started at the bench for Swansea at their 3-1 win over Rotterdam from Matthew Olasunde. Morris got his debut when he came in the 83rd minute. He's expected to eventually start for Swansea, but as of now, he's just arriving there. We'll see how that goes. They don't really play the best system for him, in my opinion. But we'll see how that goes. I think Jordan Morris will start for Swansea in a very near future. Alright, there's actually two coaches I want to talk about very quickly. Two American coaches abroad. And the first one is Jesse Marsch. Jesse Marsch has been slowly putting Brendan Eriksson into the games. And RB Salzburg currently leads the Austrian league with 15 matches played. The other coach I want to briefly talk about is Pellegrino Materazzo, the Stuttgart coach, the American abroad coach, which hopefully one of these coaches will be the US men's national team coaches in the future. Stuttgart won this weekend 2-0 versus Mainz, and they currently sit at 10th place in the Bundesliga, which is an impressive job from Materazzo. That's all I want to talk about, just a quick update on how their teams are doing. If you guys want us to go in depth with their analysis of their tactics and everything, we can do that in a separate video. Just comment down below. Alright, before I end the video, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, keep supporting the series. Okay, so listen up. Now I'm going to list a couple players we normally cover, but they probably didn't do anything this week. That's why I didn't talk about it. One of them is Ethan Horvath, Joe Scally, which is in Borussia Mönchengladbach, Folarin Balogun, Haji Wright, Emmanuel Sabi. Emmanuel Sabi and Haji Wright will be back very soon. I believe they play next week already. Conrad de la Fuente, that barely plays for Barcelona. Owen Otasawi. Also, comment down below if there's any players you'd like for us to cover. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully, we continue to grow this series thanks to you guys. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Hi, Pedro Parker. Guys, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Even Reddit, to your friends that buy GameStop stock. Please share it to them. They're awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Peace.